Hello, this video is about education in the COVID-19 era.
So how important is education?
Education is a tool that provides people with knowledge, skills, and information that enables people to know their rights and duties in society. It also develops capabilities to fight against injustice and corruption in the world.
But what changed since the outbreak of COVID-19?
On January 30th, 2020, the World Health Organization declared the COVID-19 outbreak a global health emergency.
In aim to stop the spread, people across the world have isolated themselves in their homes. In-person social interactions have had to stop, and we recited to technology and the World Wide Web instead.
COVID-19 has had the biggest toll on education all over the world. School campuses were temporarily shut, and both students and teachers had to resort to online resources to communicate and educate.
On the bright side, there are quite a few advantages this virus has had on education.
Firstly, the coronavirus pandemic has resulted in a sharp increase in e-learning tools. Therefore, we had to adapt. Students and teachers have gained technical skills and are now more tech-savvy than ever. Great alternative to traditional textbooks and medium have turned teachers into more efficient educators.
Another advantage of this e-learning era is teamwork and collaboration. Collaborative group interactions facilitate active learning, shared knowledge, and promote social interaction and a supportive e-learning community. The pandemic has taught us the importance of interaction, whether it's in real life or through a screen.
Lastly, the ease of monitoring through online learning is a great advantage. Online learning has a number of tools that teachers can use as part of their lesson plans. Additionally, online learning can be recorded, archived, and shared for future reference. This allows students to access the learning material at a time of their comfort.
Now let's talk about the disadvantages COVID-19 has brought into education.
A negative side of online learning is the amount of screen time both teachers and students face each day. Since both classwork and homework are through online resources, students barely get off their devices. Eye aches and headaches are the common side effects educators and learners suffer from.
Mental health is another challenge of learning during these times. Students have reported higher stress levels with the transition to online learning, sitting at home, distractions, rigid deadlines, and the overall state of the world currently. Academic stress can have a toll on students' performance and motivation.
Limited access to devices and internet connection is one more challenge of e-learning. Whether it's poor Wi-Fi connection or financial disadvantages, online learning is not accessible to all. Poor developing nations cannot afford online resources and therefore have had almost no access to education since the outbreak of the virus.
Distraction and cheating are other negative sides of distance learning. Students tend to get distracted and therefore do not pay attention. Consequently, learning motivation decreases and students resort to cheating on tests and homework. Corrupted learning will only hurt students in the long run and therefore needs to be addressed.
So how can we combat the issues of education during the pandemic?
The first way to combat the issues of education during the pandemic is to support the teaching profession and teachers' readiness. Besides technological skills, it is important to ensure that teachers are well trained and have the assessment and pedagogical skills to meet students at their level and to implement the accelerated curricula and differentiated learning strategies likely to emerge in the return to school.
Strengthening the resilience of education systems enables countries to respond to the immediate challenges of safely reopening schools and positions them to better cope with future crises. In this regard, governments could consider the following: focus on equity and inclusion, reinforce capacities for risk management, and also ensure strong leadership and coordination.
That's all for today. Thanks for watching, and we hope you gained some knowledge on education during these challenging times.